Hello and welcome to Short of Sir's classes. This is a video we made after many of you requested. This is a video on Teachers Eligibility Test or TET. Teachers Eligibility Test. In this video, we'll discuss on how to give TET, what are the prerequisites and what are the qualifications needed so that you are eligible for this examination. So let's begin. So what is TET? The Teachers Eligibility Test is known as TET in the Indian entrance examination for teachers. The test is mandatory for getting teaching jobs in government schools from class 1 to class 8. Paper 1 is meant for teachers opting for class 1 to class 5 and paper 2 for class 6 to 8. Now TET is both conducted by the central government as well as the state governments in India, and in most states the state government control or conduct their own test, and the test is conducted in order to fulfill and achieve the goals of right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act. Okay, let's go on to the eligibility criteria. So what is the minimum educational qualifications for becoming a teacher for class 1 to 5? As I said before, there are two papers, so this is for paper 1. So those of you preparing for paper 1 may note this down. So the minimum educational qualification for becoming a teacher for class 1 to 5 is a senior secondary or its equivalent, that is, you must be passed with class 12th with at least 50% marks and passed or appearing in the final of a 2-year diploma in elementary education. So you need to pass 12 and then you need to be appearing for a 2-year diploma in elementary education, and you have to pass it, or if you're appearing in the final year you may also apply. Okay, so without this, let's see what other they have. If or we have the secondary, senior secondary or its equivalent, that is 12th again with at least 45% this time and passed or appearing in the final of the 2-year diploma in elementary education by whatever name it's known in accordance with the NCTE recognition norms and procedure. This is a 2002 regulation. Okay, so let's move on to the senior secondary level. Or we have we must have passed the class 12 level and with at least 50% marks and passed or appearing in the 4-year Bachelor of Elementary Education, that is the B Elementary Education, BLED. This is the degree you must be appearing or in the final year. Note that this is all with the prefix or, these conditions are with the prefix, so you must fulfill at least one of the eligibility criteria. Okay, so you must be passed class 12th with at least 50% marks and passed or appearing in a 2-year diploma in special education, or a graduation and passed or appearing in the final year of 2-year diploma in elementary education by whatever the name it's known. Okay, so once you've taken note of this, let's move on to the exam pattern of test paper 1. So the exam pattern consists of number 1, child development and pedagogy, number 2, language 1, number 3 is language 2, and number 4 is mathematics, with number 5 as environmental studies. Note that the number of questions is 30 in each case and marks is also 30. So each question carries, let me just write it properly, carries 1 mark. Okay. So the syllabus for the ctet examination consists of child development, primary school child, concept of development and its relationship with learning, principles of development of children, influence of heredity and environment, socialization processes, this is the social world and children, teachers, parents and peers, Piaget, Kohlberg and Vygotsky, constructs and critical perspectives, concepts of child-centered and progressive education, critical perspective of construct of intelligence, multidimensional intelligence, language and thought, gender as a social construct, gender roles, gender bias and educational practice, individual differences among learners, understanding differences between based on diversity of language, caste, gender, community, religion and so on, distinction between assessment for learning and assessment of learning, school-based assessment, continuous and comprehensive evaluation, perspective and practice. Formulating appropriate questions for assessing readiness levels of learners, for enhancing learning and critical thinking in the classroom, and for assessing the learner's achievement. Right. So let's move on to the pattern here. The pattern for the ctet examination. So there are two ways in which the ctet exam is conducted. The first is there will be two papers. The first letter is to be eligible to become a teacher up till class 4, and for the second to be eligible up to class 8. The first and second letter, the person who wants to be eligible to become a teacher in both levels of class 1 to 8 will have to pass the qualification in both the papers. So questions and figures under the first letter are, the duration of the paper is 230 hours. So what is asked during this duration? You will be asked on child development and pedagogy, language 1, language 2. Language 1 shall consist of Hindi, Urdu, Bangla, Maithili, Bhojpuri, Sanskrit, Arabic, Persian and English, whereas language 2 shall consist of all of the above. But note that just note this down, note that you cannot opt for the same language in the two language papers simultaneously. That is, if in one language, let's say you choose Sanskrit, then you cannot take Sanskrit in the language number 2. You'll have to take something like English or Persian or Bangla or Hindi, right? So after this, you have to answer 60 questions or 60 marks of mathematics and science or sociology. So note that there is a total of 150 questions, summing up to 150 marks. And as I said before, each question carries 1 mark. Yeah, this here is written that the language which will be selected in language 1, that language should not be selected in language 2. The questions of the first letter will be based on the courses approved by the state government on class 4, but the difficulty levels of the question can be linked to secondary level. Similarly, the questions of the second letter will be based on the syllabus of class 8 approved by the state government, but the difficulty level of the questions can be linked to a higher secondary level. Now, what is the passing criteria for general category students or general category applicants? The passing mark is usually 90. For backward classes, backward castes and females, or those with persons with disability who are physically challenged, then the passing mark reduces to 83. And for scheduled castes, unscheduled tribes, the passing marks is 75. And so candidates joining the two papers are mandatory to get the prescribed passes in each paper or the paper separately. Okay, so let's move on to the fee structure. Now, for general students, backward classes and very backward classes, the fee for the exam is 400. For scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and the disabled, the fee structure is rupees 200. Okay. And if you're giving both the papers, then for general backward or very backward classes, the paper fee is 600 rupees, and if you are of the scheduled caste or the scheduled tribes or the disabled, the paper cost is rupees 300. This is for both the paper, and this is just for one paper. Okay. So the following methods can be used to for the payment of the application fee. After successful online registration, click pay participation fee on the computer screen, and you will see two ways to pay. One is the online payment, which is the debit card and the credit card and so on and so forth, and you can pay through an e-invoice, where you will be given a challan and you will have to go and get it drawn on by the State Bank of India within 48 hours. This, when you pay online, this is you will not need to put a line in the bank, and you can pay online. So you can the payment will be confirmed via SMS, and it is pretty much instantaneous. Okay. So where do you get coaching for TET examinations? You can approach us for mentorship or training or help regarding these examinations. So we have two structures. One is the online classes, which has regular online classes, doubt clearing, extra sessions, weekly mock tests and complete analysis. And structure 2, which has pre-recorded lectures, and just note that all of these lectures are customized just for your examination. So lectures can be viewed any number of times and on any device. Students will also get doubt clearing in case you get stuck anywhere, and weekly mock test plus complete analysis. Okay. So if you are preparing from Calcutta or New Delhi, we have live classes where we have We provide free study material and video backup, as well as weekly doubt clearing plus mock tests with complete analysis. So if you feel the need that you can study by yourself, then which is not recommended because the course is really tough to crack, as the competition is getting fiercer and fiercer every day. So you can buy our books from our website at www.sauravclasses.com/bookstore, or you can pick it up from Amazon or Flipkart in the following links. We suggest that you pick up these books immediately, as they're selling like hotcakes and they're getting run, and we are running out of stock every few days, and it takes a few days until they are back in stock. So without wasting much time, we suggest that you go pick them up at once. So please visit us at www.sauravclasses.com. This is our website. If you want to call us, you can do so in our WhatsApp number at 98367 93076. Or if you want to email us, you can do so at sauravdas3366@gmail.com or sauravclasses@gmail.com. Thank you for watching this video and wish you all the best. All the best. Please stay tuned for more such informative videos.